Welcome. The topic of this screencast is translanguaging pedagogy and, in particular, the learning strategies which teachers can adopt to promote multilingualism in secondary school.
The examples that we will present in this video are from an Italian project called l'altroparlante. This project began in 2016 and is still being implemented in 6 Italian multilingual schools. The project combines different multilingual approaches: translanguaging pedagogy, the pluralistic approaches of the Council of Europe with specific references to FREPA-CARAP, and the identity text approach, developed in the Canadian context to support multilingual literacy. The project L'altroparlante was awarded the European Language Label in 2018. Firstly, it is important to create a multilingual welcoming environment in which we will later implement translanguaging pedagogy. With the help of a mediator or using multilingual questionnaires, we can collect information regarding home language practices, in particular on the child's exposure to storytelling and literacy. We can provide parents with correct information regarding bilingualism and home language maintenance. Still today, there are several misconceptions regarding bilingualism. Through meetings or specific multilingual brochures and materials, we can inform families regarding the positive effects of bilingualism and give advice on how parents can support home language development. With the collaboration of families and mediators, we can transform the linguistic schoolscape of our classrooms and schools, making visible linguistic diversity. We can prepare posters and multilingual word walls, in which we can add words and short sentences in all the languages of the students' repertoires. We can choose these terms and expressions according to the activities carried out in the class. It is useful, for instance, to introduce keywords from specific school subjects and ask students to translate the term and provide a definition in his/her mother tongue. We can also compare the different terms across the languages of the class in order to find similarities and differences and stimulate metalinguistic awareness. From a symbolic point of view, showing language plurality in the schoolscape means that the school welcomes all the languages and identities, and this is a very positive message for families. In order to design our learning unit, we can refer to the translanguaging design cycle produced within the project CUNY-NICEB. At the beginning, in the Explorar stage, it is important to provide the students with a rich input, which can be already multilingual or in the school language, according to the topic, to materials availability, and to the objectives we identified. In the Evaluar stage, the students will analyze and manipulate the input, also in a critical way. If the students are working in groups, which is highly suggested, we can create bilingual groups, school language plus one home language, monolingual groups, each group working through one different language, or multilingual groups. During the Imaginar stage, the students will design their own multilingual product, and finally, they will present it to the class, and, if it is possible, implement it outside the classroom, like in the school or in the society. In the Explorar stage, if we decide to provide the students with a multilingual input, like audio or written text in multiple languages, or even text with different degrees of language mixing, we will improve students' intercomprehension and metalinguistic skills. Moreover, students will be forced to collaborate, creating positive mechanisms of mutual interdependence, in which emergent bilingual students will be essential to understand the input and then empowered.
In secondary school, it is important to work on subject-based contents. We can ask students to bring to school the books they were used to employ in their home countries, or encourage them to make personal research on different topics in the home language. Some textbooks adopted by schools sometimes include digital materials translated in different languages, which can be used to plan the activities.
If we decide to provide a monolingual input in the school language, it is important that all the preliminary comprehension activities of the Explorar stage would be conducted in a multilingual mode, like answering to a 5W questionnaires in all the languages of the class, or summarizing each paragraph of the text in a sentence in the home languages, or complete a mind map using students' languages. After these comprehension activities, we can move to the Evaluar stage, in which we can ask students more cognitively engaging tasks, like selecting specific information and explain them in their home languages, providing a comment and motivate their position towards the topic using all their languages, summarizing the whole text in their home languages, and so on.
In secondary school, it is also possible to focus on metalinguistic comparison between languages in order to reflect and reinforce grammatical aspects.
The multilingual product that students will create and present at the end of a unit can be a multilingual text, a video, an oral presentation, a performance, or other forms of multimodal and multilingual materials. The Presentar stage is particularly relevant because the students will introduce their product to their peers using all the languages of their repertoires. The class can comment the product, propose corrections or improvements, and all this classroom interaction can be in all the languages of the class. Thank you for watching this video. You can download the slides in PDF format.